Welcome to the presentation. Today's topic is psychometric test and your job search. With competition for job increasing than ever, the latest figures suggest as many as 150 graduates apply for each graduate level job. Today's recruiters are swamped with qualified applicants, and that means many are finding new ways to pick and choose. To sit through the applicant tool, more employers are using online skill-based testing such as numeracy and problem solving, while others are turning to psychometric assessment in an effort to find the best candidate for the role. Finding the right fit. During the recruitment process, an employer will typically look at a candidate's background, qualifications, and previous experience, but it also vital to find people who fit with the organization. For example, if a company is typically a fast-paced, dynamic business that operates with a flat management structure and few operating procedures, an employer will need to find somebody who thrives in that environment. If they recruit somebody who is more comfortable in a steady pace role where rules are set down and procedures are clear, the candidate is likely to be unhappy in the role, work effectively, and probably won't stay with the company for long. And it is not always just about your suitability for the role, but it's all about how you actually fit into the role. It's also about the team that new employee will be joining. An employer may be deliberately looking to recruit somebody to counterbalance the team members they already have. For example, a team full of dominant, go-getting personalities may need somebody who is happier planning and strategizing. What can you expect from a psychometric test? A typical personality question may ask whether you prefer attending parties or staying home with a good book. This personality test helps employers to determine whether a candidate has the right profile for the role. A salesperson, for example, would typically need to be extrovert with a high degree of resilience, whereas someone performing a research role would probably have a very different profile. No right or wrong answers. So, is there anything you can do to ensure you give the best answer? The best strategy for completing a personality test is to answer honestly, as these tests are carefully designed. With behavioral assessment, there are no right or wrong answer. Instead, they provide a non-critical behavioral analysis of a person, designed to emphasize his or her strengths in the workplace. It is not a test you cannot pass or fail. There is no benefit in trying to second guess what your employer is looking for, and our assessment have been designed to prevent this from happening. If a candidate answers honestly, they are more likely to be matched with the role they will enjoy and thrive in. And while you can research the kind of questionnaires you might come across, there are ever more sophisticated ones being devised, many of them created specifically for a company. With the bespoke organization can design the contents of the test to match their own industry sector. Situational judgment test. According to employers worldwide, employers are increasingly using situational judgment test, where the candidate is presented with scenarios and asked to select the best and the worst things to do next, as a way to learn more about their character and attitude to work. For example, our lunch with a colleague. You mention financial risks that you believe are involved with a recent investment product about to launch to customers. In a team meeting later that week, your colleague shares the information with your manager without giving you credit. How do you react? You are then asked to select your most preferred and least preferred responses. A. Apologize on your colleague's behalf for their poor explanation. Suggest that your colleague does their own research. Ask your colleague to give you some credit in future. Check that your manager understands the risk involved. By using real life scenarios, the idea is that employees will get a better understanding of how you might operate in the workplace. Emotional intelligence assessment. Aside from the standard behavior profiles and SJTs, you may also come across emotional intelligence assessments. Thomas International's TEIQ questionnaire comprise 153 questions. For each, there are 7 possible responses, ranging from 1 for statements where a candidate disagrees strongly to 7 when candidates agree strongly. You are asked to respond to statements such as I'm usually able to influence the way other people feel. I normally find it difficult to calm angry people or down. Or I generally hope for the best. The candidate score will be comprised to the response of representative UK working population sample to give a number that indicates where their score lies in relation to other people. Example, if the score is in the 75th percentile, the applicant's trait is stronger than 75% of the same population, giving an employer an idea of a candidate's emotional intelligence. As with the personal profile analysis, there are no right or wrong answer, no bad scores, but simply facets of emotion that may or may not be relevant to a particular job role. The best way to answer these questions is to work quickly, intuitively, and avoid thinking too long about the exact meaning of the statements. Thank you.